The wealth spotlight usually shines on Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. But there's one extremely rich man we always forget about, a man who radiates mystery and intrigue. We're talking, of course, about the bellowing bearded man from the North Pole, St. Nicholas, or as he's also known as, you might have heard of him, Santa Claus. Due to his isolated living quarters and tendency to lay low for 364 days of the year, financial analysts often overlook Santa's assets when creating the charts. However, when taking into account Santa's real estate, employees, vehicles, business operations, and reindeer farm, his net worth has soared to truly magical territory. How rich is he exactly? Where's all this wealth coming from? Pour yourself a glass of eggnog and let's find out. It takes a certain level of financial capital to be able to fund a global toy empire. Most of us recognize Santa as a generous, festive man, but in addition to being a cheer spreader, he's also a cunning and witty businessman, one who's managed to accrue a sizable nest egg thanks to a wildly successful intercontinental operation. One look inside Santa's frosty candy cane-lined treasure chest, and it's clear that this man has serious money. Brace yourselves, folks. All up, he's worth a whopping $51 billion. That puts him within striking distance of Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, and miles ahead of nearly anyone of comparable fame, including Hollywood A-listers. Santa is worth 159 times more than Dwayne Johnson, one of the richest men in Tinseltown, and more than 637 times richer than Tim Allen, who stepped in as St. Nick's understudy for the Santa Claus movies. Unfortunately, the real Santa was sidelined by last-minute deadlines in the Toy Factory production pipeline, so Tim was happy to take the reins. Despite being able to afford any mansion or private island on the planet, Santa chooses to live here, in the North Pole. If we took the GDP of his next-door neighbor, Greenland, they, as an entire country, only share 4% of Santa's net worth. Even Iceland, the hotly popular tourist nation, is worth barely half of the Claus empire. It's impressive stuff, no doubt. Alrighty, so we're well aware that this manufacturing guru is like mega rich. But where does all that cash come from? An inheritance from the abominable snowman? Or some sort of black market candy cane trade we don't know about? Not quite. In reality, Santa's vast wealth comes from his collection of high-value assets. Let's start with a deep dive into his real estate portfolio. Sitting on about 30 acres of tundra-like terrain is a piece of land vital to Santa's entire operation, the reindeer farm. Because, as we all know, without reindeer, the business's delivery system falls apart. The value of the land itself is estimated at close to $10 million. On top of that is the $100,000 cost of the sleeping quarters. Considering its luxury features, namely the reindeer's marshmallow mattresses, it's clear that the big boss spares no expense. And of course, we've got to account for the creatures which sleep in said quarters. 8 of the reindeer are valued at $100,000 apiece, plus Rudolph, who's worth $150K due to his expert navigation abilities. Not only does Santa own the reindeer complex, but also the elf complex, where his thousands of tireless employees work, sleep, and eat. Thanks to its uniquely designed gingerbread walls and Kit Kat stairs, the complex rocks a market value just over $500,000, most of which is attributed to the extra luxurious peppermint penthouse. Clearly a generous couple, it should come as no surprise that Mr. and Mrs. Claus, by comparison, live in a rather modest home, a cottage-like dwelling worth about $250,000, one which dates back all the way to the 1400s. Keep in mind that all of those figures don't include maintenance costs. Considering the electricity needed to power all those Christmas lights, plus the non-stop heating required to overcome the harsh North Pole conditions, Santa would be receiving quite the Grinchy utility bill. While his personal cottage is small and humble, not to be overlooked is the immense value of the objects found inside. Hidden within a secret jawbreaker vault lies Santa's most cherished items, his room full of ancient, exceedingly rare toys that were rescued from ungrateful children over the years. This extensive collection of flying Hot Wheels, dancing Barbies, and limited edition Easy Bake Ovens, plus his hundreds of tailored red suits, have resulted in insurance companies valuing his belongings at a cool $342,500. His prized possessions, however, one which carries a price tag of over $65 million, is of course the famous sleigh. With its high-tech GPS system, a weatherproof red and gold paint job, and an engine which runs on rocket power and Christmas spirit, this is truly a one-of-a-kind vehicle. BMW and Rolls-Royce have tried to replicate it, yet both failed miserably. Fortunately for the North Polean, he's had some luck in the stock market too. While he dabbles in coal miners, the bulk of his shareholdings are with food and beverage companies. mainly cookie manufacturers and milk distributors. On that note, Santa is forced to spend about $5,000 a year on health insurance. Given the obnoxious amount of sweets he consumes, that seems like a smart choice. While all this equates to a very rich man, it doesn't quite propel him to multi-billionaire territory. There's something missing, and that something is the North Pole Toy Store, a multi-leveled, magic-infused, efficiency-optimized production line which makes Willy Wonka's chocolate factory look like a rundown shack. As the beating heart of the Claus empire, this top-secret factory is worth $50 billion. And as global populations grow, so does Santa's business. Watch out, Bezos. Santa's coming for you. Amazingly, St. Nick has never taken a personal salary, yet he's still worth more than any American president, or actor, or North Pole-based businessman in history. His remuneration comes in a different form. Yep, Christmas spirit. Do you think Santa's overworked? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to The Richest, and have a great day. Catch you next time.